Welcome, my wonderful listeners. Gather around, dreamers and seekers. Let's weave a tapestry of life, myth, mystery, and the unknown. Pull up a chair, settle in, and prepare to be enlightened and enchanted. Welcome to Coven of Curiosities. So today we're going to step into the eerie and an enchanted world of Joslyn, a beloved paranormal investigator with an insatiable passion for haunted dolls, ghostly encounters, and unexplained mysteries. Joslyn likes to travel far and wide, chasing stories that blur in the line between history and the supernatural. With her heart full of wonder and a suitcase full of EMF readers, she brings warmth, curiosity, and just the right amount of spine tingling suspense to every video clip that she posts. Her fans adore her fearless spirit and uncanny knack of uncovering the paranormal. Others fear to tread, to say the least. In the dim light of her quaint purple room, Joslyn, surrounded by her extraordinary collection of dolls, each one steeped in mystery and whispers of the past. These aren't just ordinary playthings. They are vessels of stories, each with its own unique charm and haunting presence. With glimmering eyes that seem to follow at her every move, the dolls evoke both wonder and sense of unease, inviting her to unravel the secrets that lie within their smiles. A night descends in the shadows and dance along the walls. Joslyn feels the unapplicable connection between her bewitched companions. With her with every delicate touch of her tender reaction, she unearths the tale they hold and lingering spirits that refuse to let go. In a world where ordinary meets the fantastical, Joslyn and her haunted dolls forged a bond transcended in time, reminding us of magic often hides in the most unexpected places. So I like to welcome the wonderful and fantastic haunted doll collector, Joslyn. Welcome, Joslyn.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
I am so excited too. I know we had to reschedule because due to issues or life happens, right? And
Yes,
I'm so glad that you're finally on. And this is your first podcast, right?
it is. It's my first guest appearance. So I was a little nervous, but I've told
Yeah,
everyone to be good. So hopefully they obey.
I'm sure they'll be fine. No, it's been a long time waiting because I saw you first. It was on Ghost Buzz magazine. You had an
Oh,
article that
yes.
you had done, and that's how I saw you because I adore Janet Ramsey. She's just absolutely a wonderful lady.
He's
And
amazing.
Cassie Smith, the whole Ghost Buzz magazine team is just they're great.
They are great.
But I saw your article and I read your article and I was like, oh my God, I have to have this girl on. Have
No,
to. I
oh,
was like, haunted dolls? Heck
thank
yeah, let's
you.
do it.
Thank
And then
you.
that's when I reached out to you.
Yes,
So,
I love all things haunted dolls. I can talk dolls all day long. It's insane. Believe it or not, I actually just started this in February of this year.
shoot.
Yes, and I think I've got about 66 dolls now.
Wow. Okay. And it's growing, right?
It's
Continuous.
growing. I think I have 3 more on the way, so I
So
don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
that's awesome. I love it. So I guess let's get it started then, because I am curious because obviously this had to start somewhere, right? So
Yes.
where did it all start with this the love of the paranormal world, I guess you can say? Did it happen when you were a child? Like when did it start?
It did. So my grandparents lived in a haunted house when I was growing up, and when I turned about 18, I lived with them for a little bit, and it's the old time, so of course I had a water bed in my room that I slept in. Everyone has had to experience the water bed
Yes,
life.
I have.
Yes, and so one night I was laying in the water bed, and the guy that haunted the house, he died there. He was super sweet. We could always hear him walking the hallways. He never really bothered us. And then
Yeah.
one night I'm laying in the water bed and my side of the waterbed went up, and I rolled over and the other side of the waterbed was down. And normally you would think that I would have freaked out and left, but I just rolled back over and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it's so cool. So since then, my grandpa actually used to investigate with me, and we would go to like our local cemeteries. And then I had a friend that was like, maybe you should go into actual locations. And I was like, I don't even know if that's a thing. So I got on social media and I was like, oh, there is a whole world. And I've met some of the most exciting people. It's been a journey,
Yeah.
and I just started traveling like a week later. I actually met people online, and then a week later, I was spending the night with a bunch of people I've never met. Everything you're taught not to do, I did it.
Right. You did it. You're trying to get yourself out there, and that's cool. You did not halt or yield or nothing. You just went right to
Yeah.
that stop sign.
Yeah. I was like, I'll worry about it later. Let me just go. And if I don't come back, then I made a horrible decision. But I ended up meeting a lot of good people there. So,
That's awesome. That's so cool. So that's when it all started.
yes.
That's amazing because mine started when I was little too. And you talking about the waterbed, just real quick, I had an experience in a townhome that I lived in,
Uh-huh.
and I lived alone. It was a 2 bedroom, and then when my sons would come visit, they had their room. I did have a shadow figure in my room. I never felt like it would hurt me because I didn't get that sense or feeling.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget the night because I'm laying on my side, I'm facing my bedroom door. And girl, I'm telling you what, it literally, you know how when someone crawls on the bed and they crawl over you and how it pushes down the blankets on you and it
Yes.
kind of smushed? That happened. It happened to me. I
Oh,
could
man.
literally feel somebody crawling over me and laying it on the back side of me. And I'm like laying there going, okay, what do I do? I
Right.
don't stay calm, don't freak out. So
Yeah.
I reached my hand out of the covers and reached behind me and nothing's there. And I'm like, okay. And then I did. I rolled back over and I went to sleep.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
so
just,
weird because if you think about it, you'd be like, oh, when you see it on TV, like if that was me, I'd be running out of there. But when it really does happen to you, you're just like,
yeah,
okay, I just didn't expect to react like that.
yeah, no. All right. So let's talk about, since you talked about how it all started and everything, and you've been doing this for how long?
So I actually started like going to locations and collecting dolls since February.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Bolton house? And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yes.
So I did a Galentine's trip there. And that's where I met all these people online. I had no idea who they were. I went there and I noticed that Becky, the owner, had a doll. And I was so drawn to this haunted doll. And I don't know why. I was like, I have to sleep by this doll. I just want to communicate with this doll. And I did basically all night. And so I got home and I could not stop thinking about this doll. And what's weird is growing up, I was terrified of dolls.
Yeah.
So I had no idea why I was so drawn to this doll. And I got online, I started researching haunted dolls, and I decided I was going to buy one for myself. And like I said, one turned into 65, 66, 67, and counting. So yeah, Bolton
Yeah.
House.
So
I blame Becky.
that's what you blame it.
Yes.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. I'm known as the creepy doll girl on Facebook. And some of my friends, their husbands, they don't know my name. They call me creepy doll girl. And I'm here for it. I'm like, don't tell them my real name because I love it.
Yeah, no, it makes you mysterious even more.
Yes.
It's interesting because I am starting a clothing line. I'm waiting
Mhm.
for the paperwork to come in. It's my DBA to Coven of Curiosities LLC. And I have a line that's all dedicated to haunted dolls. And yeah, so I'll have like t-shirts and tank tops, and I have all these prints that will be printed and ready to go. And then it will be shipped to whoever is interested. But I'll be posting soon, like all the prints that I'll do it in spurts because I
Yeah.
have to wait so many. But I have some that you just might like.
I'm
So
pretty sure I'll be buying a lot. So I love anything with dolls on them, anything. I've got some diamond art that my
Yeah.
boss made me from work, and it's just, I'm addicted. And I never, had you asked me in January if I was going to be a haunted doll collector, I would look at you like you're crazy, but here I am.
So with it, so did you not have a hobby before you started doing this? Because this is not just a hobby anymore for you. This is something that you have such a passion for, right?
So before, it was me just watching Ghost Adventures on TV. Like I would get
Okay.
super excited when the new episodes dropped. I never knew that there was like that this was a real thing that people could do until I got on social media.
Yeah.
I always wondered, what am I supposed to do with my life? Like I was always bored. And now that I have my dolls, like all of my friends can tell you that I love them. I have some negative spirit dolls and I treat them just like they're my children. We're planning a zoo trip where I'm going to take a doll and we're going to do a photo shoot at the zoo. Like it's just everything I do is usually based around my dolls.
Okay. Okay. I like that. It's cool because it makes you unique. You know what
Yes,
I mean? Very unique. Yes, there are people that collect haunted dolls, but you do it in a whole different way than what I have seen that with others collecting dolls. You know what I mean? You actually take some of your dolls with you
I
when
do.
you travel and to enhance the experience and for them to possibly, are you ever afraid that when you do take your dolls with you to a location, are you afraid that maybe another spirit might attach or try to attach?
So sometimes I have one doll, Tina, who traveled with me on most locations. I do have some locations that I don't feel comfortable taking a doll inside. So next week I'm going to Garnet House and I will not take Tina in there. I don't think I'm ever worried that an attachment going to get attached to the doll, but I'm such like a mother figure to these dolls that I don't want them to get scared. I'm more afraid of my spirit getting scared. So that's the real reason I'm not taking one to Garnet.
Okay.
But I, if a spirit came home with me, I don't think I would, I think I would love it.
Really?
I'm weird. I'm so weird. So weird.
Hey, you know what? We all have our little quirks and our differences about ourselves. And that's what makes everyone so unique and different. And it makes the life a lot or the world and life a heck of a lot better. Are you getting something? Are you getting reaction?
I am. They're all of them that are by me just lit up their bullet
I
lights
can
at the
tell by
same
your
time.
eyes.
Yeah, I'm like, I told you guys not to do that. I've been turning them off, and they're turning them on, and they're just turning them right back on. They're
Yes.
not listening. And
So let's go ahead and talk about your dogs because I am curious. You do have so many, and I'm sure each one has some type of special like meaning to you, or you
yeah,
saw it and you're like, I have to have it. 'Cause
mhm,
that's what it does. It draws you in.
yes.
So can you tell the listeners and watchers now, because I'm on YouTube, how do your dolls actually speak to you? Is it through obviously constantly through ADP because you're going to get reactions, right? In
Mhm.
other ways, but have they come through your dreams or any other way?
So they haven't came through my dreams. I have seen them walking around at night, and I will say I was laying in bed one night and I was half asleep, but I woke up to one of them giggling and it sounded like they were right in my ear. And it was the cutest thing. Like I loved it. And they have only done that once, but
That
usually when we're communicating, it's through our spirit box. I'll
okay.
do the dowsing rods a little bit because it's easy for them, but
Right.
I struggle with the dowsing rods. Like I don't 100% like want to say yes or no with those. So if I
Right.
get an answer with a dowsing rod, I have to confirm it with something else. So I'll usually have the spirit box going or the EMS and I'll say, light it to the yellow or and just change it up. And I'll ask them trick questions just to make sure I get the right answer. But I'd also get my dolls from a buyer that does free writing with them before they come to me. And I really like that because she gives them control of her and she visions what the dolls have gone through. So when they get to me, I can confirm it. And I don't know, but I ended up with the serial killer doll.
Yes. I think you didn't you post something? I think I saw that.
Yes,
It's posted. Yeah.
it's behind glass. We don't play
Okay.
with that one.
Okay.
That one had caused a lot of drama. And
Really?
we were actually at the Garnett house and I had just gotten the doll. And the cops ended up coming. And yes, the cops said they had no idea who called because the phone system had messed up there. And this was the first time it had happened. But it was someone called it in that a girl with red hair and red shoes was breaking into the house. My doll has red hair and red shoes. And from the way the door is, nobody can see it. There's no neighbors. And then when we did a spirit box session, it did say it wanted to harm me. And when it said that, I fell in love even more. I was like, I'm not getting rid of you. So I just put it behind glass and it's had no issue.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty powerful for it to have such an effect like that for the cops to have to show up. That's
Yes.
insane. Oh my gosh. What an experience. Do you have any of this recorded at all?
So I actually have a doll journal. This is what makes me different from everybody else is a lot of haunted doll collectors, and there's nothing wrong with it. They collect their dolls and that's pretty much it. But with me, I like to study them. So I have a doll journal and almost pretty much every day I get a doll and we go over their history together. I ask them questions and I learn about them and I write them down. I have learned so much about these dolls. And sometimes I'll have a session where they don't want to talk to me. But then there's other times where they open up and they just tell me about their past lives. And for me, I would almost rather study dolls than go to different locations now. Like my passion and my heart is definitely haunted dolls. I still go and investigate. But if you said, hey, what do you want to do? It would be, I would want to stay home and communicate with my dolls.
Okay. So when you communicate with your dolls, do you have a routine that you do, like set up a little area for just there for them? Since, you have many and you want it to be special for them and have that one-on-one time with you. What is it that you do to get
So
prepared?
it's weird. I turn the lights off and I don't know if you can see it, but there's lights that go around the ceiling. I turn
Okay.
those on and then we all listen to music pretty loudly together. What gets the doll going is Elvis. I don't know what it is about Elvis, but they all like Elvis. So we'll listen to a couple of songs and then I have a desk and I'll move each doll that I want to communicate with on the desk. And the other dolls stay behind me. And I have a bunch of equipment set up for them to answer yes or no questions or come through the spirit box. And it's worked for me. I've had no issues. And then I tell them, I'm like, okay, do you need to say anything before we end our session? And they'll either say yes or no. And then I move on to the next doll. So they've gotten pretty good at waiting their turn in a weird
Oh,
way. I know that's weird, but we're all trained. They've got me trained and I've got them trained.
they're like like you said, they're your kittens and you're there to protect them, your mommy.
Yeah.
When you actually, quick question, just out of curiosity, have you ever tried the Estes method at all?
At haunted locations, yes, but not with the dolls.
Not with the dolls. Okay. Do they usually just reply to you through an EVP? Obviously, you got the giggle in the ear that time. So it seems like some of them might be getting a little more comfortable with you to say.
Yes. And I always tell people because I have rubbed off on some of my friends. I think all of my friends now have at least one haunted doll. They get very upset when they get the doll and the doll doesn't want to communicate. And you have to look at it like this. You're going into a new home. You're not going to feel comfortable just yet. You just got to this new home. There's this many people around. So I always get my doll and they sit on a shelf for 2 weeks and I don't communicate. I do introduce myself and I introduce the dolls to the new doll, but then I don't really communicate. I let them see how I work with the other dolls. And I always come in here and I tell them good morning and good night. We have a Barbie Jeep that we play with. Yeah, it's crazy. You would think that I belonged in a psych ward. Like,
Yeah.
it's
No, I find it absolutely wonderful. I think it's awesome. Hey, you know what? You found something that you enjoy and you're passionate about it. And I'm a big believer that spirits, they have feelings. I'm a big
yeah,
believer in that. Just because someone has passed on doesn't mean they can't feel. And actually, this just popped in my head. Do you have ones that are just very intelligent?
yes.
Intelligence. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
You want to talk about one of them?
So I actually had one.
Okay.
The previous owner told me that she thought a demon was attached to it. Whenever I get a doll that they say they think a demon is attached to it, I'm not saying that they're lying, but I have to experience it firsthand. I can't just go off of it. So her name is Heidi, and I have her here. She's actually the one that keeps setting off her bullet light, even though I keep turning it off.
She's cute. I
Oh, look at her little
love
pout face. Yeah,
it. I love it.
she's one of my favorites. They were like, there's a demon attachment to her. She'll be the first one to cuss me out through the spirit box, and it's very clear, but she answers intelligently. Like, she'll give me full sentences. The other day I was working. I actually work here, like my laptop and everything's here. I love hanging out with them. So every chance I get, I'm in here. And she actually whispered in my ear, "Get out." And I caught it on the security cameras because I do have 24/7 security cameras that roll in here.
Okay.
And I had just gotten her too. She was one that was not shy. And I had her sitting by me and I heard, "Get out." And I was like, I have to work. So I'm sorry, but I cannot get out right now. But she is probably my most intelligent. But I also have Griffin, who he's fairly new and he killed 2 sets of foster parents. And yeah, I was talking to him and I said, why did you kill your foster parents? And he's just said super clear, I just decided to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if because I have my other episodes that I talk about it, but I am clairvoyant and I'm an empath and I do feel and see things.
Mm.
Sometimes I see things and I don't understand why I
Yeah.
see things or things that come through. But you have a lot of obviously activity in your room. That's obvious. It's interesting because I can feel it. I can feel them, some of them, but they're very busy. They're really interested in what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Griffin actually just lit up his light. And so this is the one
Okay.
that killed his foster parents.
Hi, Griffin.
He's
Nice to meet you.
he's different. My friend thinks that he has Gage from Pet Cemetery vibes. This little outfit. But yes, so he's another intelligent one that will talk to me in full sentences. I just adore him. Like, they're all like, this doll's got a demon. And I'm like, I love it. Like, the dolls open up the bedroom door on their own. They turn the lights on their own. To me, that's just them interacting with me. So I know some people are like, that's really bad. That's really bad that they do that. Aren't you scared? And I'm like, no, I want them to do that.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like that what they do is they sometimes push each other off the shelf. I don't like I don't like that. I've had to tell them, like, don't be knocking anybody off the shelf.
Yeah.
There's one that they pick on because he's just a little guy, but they haven't done it in a while because I got really upset and I was like, guys, what would you have done if he would have broke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely it's not a demon that's attached to Griffin. It is definitely an angry person that's attached to him. I feel when you showed him, that's why I introduced myself to show respect. But I got dizzy to say the least
Really?
when you showed him. Yeah. I got dizzy and I try not to overreact. And I just, okay, hold on, Cyndi, just get your composure. Yes, I definitely feel the energy that comes from him. Absolutely.
Wow. And when I'm holding him, it's just comfort for me.
Okay.
It's weird. And that's how go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's how I am with all my dolls. I have a Jack in the Box that's actually haunted that the previous owner said that he likes to watch his current owner sleep and he wants to take over their soul and trap them into the box once they pass away. I've had a conversation with him and not once did I feel anything negative. So I don't know if the dolls just feel differently towards me because I love them so much.
That could be.
They don't want to hurt me, but minus the one behind glass, I don't know. I haven't figured that. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah. So did you notice any abilities about yourself at all? Or is it that you just have such a passion for the haunted dolls?
I think it's my passion. I never knew that I was going to be the creepy doll girl. I never in my wildest dreams. But like I said, I'm so passionate and I love them so much. I don't have children. I lost my baby.
I'm so
And
sorry.
so this is, I don't know if fills a void. I have
Yeah.
Tina, who's in my lap, and Tina
Oh,
is
there she is.
yes, she is a 5-year-old, and
Okay.
her mom killed her. So I, when I get with her, she calls me mommy through the spirit box. She travels everywhere with me. She's told me she loved me through the spirit box. This is my baby. Like everyone knows, I call her TT. This is my girl right here. If anything were to happen to her, I would just be so devastated. I love all my dolls, don't get me wrong, but this one is my baby. And our candle, our EMF candle just lit up when I said that. So do
I
you feel
saw the
anything with
lights.
her?
Yes, I do actually. I feel happiness. It actually almost looked like she smiled at me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's what it looked like. I know that dolls can move their eyes if they have that ability, if the eyes are able to move or whatever. But
yeah.
sometimes even dolls that, hi, yes,
Yeah,
you
she's
are such an
nice.
adorable little girl. Yeah. Yeah, she loves you very much. Yeah, she definitely loves you.
She is my
She's
pride and my joy, let me tell
good
you.
sweetie. She's very attached to you. She follows you, doesn't she?
She does.
Not
And
just
what
the traveling, she follows you in the house.
oh, does she? So,
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
story,
no.
I let her sleep with me. And the other night,
Okay.
I accidentally rolled over on her, knocked her off the bed, and her bullet light lit up so bright. And I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad. I was like, I am
That's
so sorry. Like when you step on your dog's paw and you're like,
yeah,
gosh, that's how I felt. It was so bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your light lit up when you said that.
It did. It did. I
She
think she's
knows.
trying to tell me, like, hey, literally, it's okay.
Yeah, no, she's trying to tell you it's okay, mom.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Tina is now I don't want to use the word favorite because we don't as a mom myself, I don't use favorite because
Right.
that's not it's not okay. Do you obviously she's very attached. You're attached to her, she's attached
Yes.
to you. She does. She's very attached, very attached.
Yeah.
Um,
She was my very first one that I got to.
okay, so that explains. Okay. And so is there any others? Obviously you love them all, but is there others that you were trying to I'm not trying to hurt feelings. That's why I'm
So
trying to be careful with what I say.
crazy enough, one of my well-liked ones is Heidi. That's why I brought her because again, it was like she's a demon, and I actually have a certificate of authentic. I can't say that word, but I'm going with it.
Yeah.
And it talks about how dark her spirit is, but her face, I adore her. She's one of the ones that I just really enjoyed communicating with. I don't have any issues with her whatsoever. Do you feel anything from her?
No, I don't feel negativity at all. I do feel she is, what's the word? She likes to mess around and move things.
Yes.
So she's like very, what do I want to say? It's like, besides, what's the children called that like to get into stuff and ornery? Yes, that's the word.
And
Yeah,
that she is. That she is. But
that's what
yeah.
I'm feeling. Is she can get a little ornery when she wants attention. She'll do something to get attention.
And she's
But
lighting up
yeah,
her bullet light right now. I just
wow.
keep turning it off and they just keep turning them back on. Another cool doll that I have actually came from Haunted Hill House in Texas. I actually have 2 dolls that came
Okay.
from Haunted Hill House. Cindy, however,
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at her. Oh
yes,
wow.
I knew I
Okay,
had to
not
bring
Cindy
Cindy
again.
on.
Okay.
She was actually in a film
Okay.
about called The Attached, and it's more like a documentary about her attachment. And she likes to throw food. She has not done that for me, but the owners of Hill House told me that's what she's
Okay.
known to do. So we've had a couple of spirit box sessions and she's been pretty talkative, but she was one that took a long time to open up to me. I asked her if she wanted to go back to Hill House and she said absolutely not. So I'm glad she's happy with me because I always ask them, are you happy in the purple room? And so far I've not gotten a no.
Okay.
That's good, right?
Yeah, no, she was hurt. She was hurt there. Somebody was messing with her and hurting her. That's what I'm getting, feeling, and that's why she doesn't want to go back. That's what I'm getting.
So I asked her, I said, "Do you miss Toby?" And she said, "Nope." And Toby is
Who's Toby?
he's one of the spirit at Hill House. He's very
Okay.
dark. Here, my dolls have it made. Whatever they want, they get. I always give her crackers. And like I said, they have a moped, they have a Jeep, they have a bunch of rocking chairs and toys. It looks like a daycare in here.
And you know what? If it makes them happy, because they need stuff too.
They do.
Girl, I don't see you as being crazy by any means. I think
Well,
what you're doing is great because spirits, they're, even though they're not here physically, they're here. You know what I
yes.
mean? And when they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk.
And
And
they'll let me know. Yeah.
yeah, but,
And I tell him
sometimes we don't want to talk.
that's why I told him, I said, "If you don't want to talk, let me know and I'll put you back on the shelf." And one said, "Go ahead." And I was like, "All right." Sorry, that's my dog barking. I was like, "Okay, I'll go put you back on the shelf." And I don't get offended because I wouldn't want to talk to me every single day. But you got to get tired of me asking questions. And then I ask the same questions because I want you to confirm. So I'm like, "Can you say
Yeah.
your name again?" And they're like, "Did you not listen the first time?" So
So, is there any other doll or dolls that you would like to take on a trip to a location?
So I think Griffin. I think I want to take Griffin to a location just because he is so talkative. I am debating on taking him actually to the Garnett house. I feel like he's one that I could handle there, but I don't know. But other than that, Tina usually is the only one that travels with me. I did a photo shoot and I took all of the dolls with me in a suitcase, and it was a nightmare. My phone kept dying and it was fully powered, so I couldn't use my GPS. Then the radio wouldn't work. And then my car like wouldn't start. And then once we got there, they kept banging on the walls. And the ladies at the studio were like, "What is that?" And I was like, "I am so sorry."
Oh,
So I would never do that again. And I think I take Tina with me everywhere. I've always felt safe. I took Tina to one location and she said, "He's going to touch you." And right after that, I got grabbed. I think Tina is my travel buddy.
yeah, she's definitely more than that. She's definitely your child.
I love her,
Definitely.
right? She's my child, and everybody knows. You can ask anybody who's Jocelyn's doll, and they'll say Tina. And my stickers actually are Tina eating a hash brown that I give out. So I
She
just
likes
adore.
hash browns, huh?
He does. You go to McDonald's,
I
he gets a hash brown.
really, I love my hash browns too, especially the ones that are the oval kind of, or not oval, the shaped ones that
Yep,
you get the grocery store or like McDonald's or whatever. Oh
that's what
my
she
God, those
gets.
are my favorite. Love them.
That's what she
Love-
gets. And everyone's looking at me like I'll go through the drive-through somewhere and Tina's in the back seat buckled up and they're like, "What in the world is that?" And I'm like, "Let it happen. Just let it happen."
Just like
Yeah. So
that's so great. I love it. Is there any particular child that you have? We'll call them your children instead of haunted doll. I think we need to change the wording up. Is any of one of your children that is very unique and very different looking compared to the others?
I'm gonna move out of the way here.
You're fine.
I do have a variety. I've got dog named Toby. I've
Oh,
got a rabbit named Franny, and Franny likes to light up the cat ball when I least expect it. And then I've
okay.
got William, my teddy bear. And then I've also, you probably can't see, but I've got a squirrel. And of course, I have my Jack in the box. I pulled this one off the shelf because she's unique. I also got her at Hill House. And
Okay.
the owner of Hill House, the male, told me that she was a negative spirit. And when he held her, he felt a stabbing pain in his side.
Okay.
So I brought her home and she told me her husband had killed her. So that's why she doesn't like men. And she's been super, I've taken her to on a vacation or not a vacation, a location with me. And I actually got her to do some EVPs and she said, "Hold me." So again, for them, she was negative, but for me, she's been nothing but sweet. but her eyes are a little messed up. So one day she might be winking at you, and the next day she's not.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I felt stuff from her, and it kind of it matches what you had said, but she's a stronger spirit. She's sassy. She won't put up with crap. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's what I get from her. I did feel that before you even said anything, I looked at her and she was also hurt as well. And then, but I felt like she had this sass about her. You ain't doing, and she'll do stuff to get that person to stop or
Yeah.
this other spirit to stop. Like she doesn't put up with crap. That's what I'm feeling from
Mhm.
her.
Yeah, I don't think she likes men.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
She's been good to me, but anytime a guy walks in here, she's a no ma'am. So,
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's interesting. I would love to be able to maybe one time, because I know we're getting closer to time, but maybe another time that you and I can just get on and don't say anything to me. Just let me feel and
Yeah.
see how close I am to being correct or correct. Because I can feel their energy. I can feel their pain. So yeah, because when I went on my paranormal investigation on the Queen Mary,
Oh, yeah.
that was absolutely amazing. And I had an experience that I never experienced before, and it really took a toll on me. It exhausted me. Like it took me a few days
Recover.
to recover because I really opened myself up and allowed them to use my body and energy to help them communicate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a lot, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. I would love to go in there. When you told me you were going now, like, I'm so jealous. So jealous.
Yeah, it was a thing that we had talked about and planned, and it unfortunately landed on that day. And I'm like, shoot, I really want to go. I didn't want to miss that
Yeah,
opportunity.
no, you can't.
Oh my gosh. Plus, going with the whole crew, because I went with JJ Paranormal and her team. So
Awesome.
I was like, oh, I've got to experience this.
Mhm.
And I actually got some really good responses. I used my dowsing rods as well. So
Awesome.
it'd be cool is if you use yours and I'll use mine and see if we get the same
Same.
answers,
Yeah.
confirmation. That'd be fun to do sometime.
I think yeah, that sounds great to me. You just let me know when you want to do it because I
Yeah.
love learning about them and there's so much about them that I don't know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm definitely for it.
So how many more? You got some more that are on the way.
I
So
do.
do you have, are you just going to go unlimited?
I want all of the walls to be covered in dolls. I could probably fit about 50 more on this wall. And then I'm going to
Okay.
have to, it's okay. You'll still be where Tina was like, whoa, easy there. But then I could rearrange some stuff to make more room. I want to have at least 100 by the end of the year because I just love them. I, there's just something about dolls that I got one and I was like, this is what I'm meant to do. And I absolutely love it. I love coming home and communicating with them. I love spending time with them. I'm not afraid of them. They're not afraid of me.
Yeah.
I love it. I
No,
wouldn't want to
that's
do anything else.
it's amazing. I love what you're doing. I think it's great that you're doing this. And you're one that definitely has such love and passion for spirits. And like you said, and like I said too, even though they have passed, they're still here. They're here
Yes.
around us all the time. You could be literally in the mall on walking down the sidewalk and one will pass by you.
That,
And because death has happened so much on our world, on earth, that of course, we're going to have activity. It's just some people are more open and having those abilities than others. We've got our skeptics that are like, oh, no, I got to see it to believe it type.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And actually, my friend Marcus, he used to be a skeptic at first because I told him of my experiences that I've had since I was a child and growing up and my passion for the paranormal. And I love talking about it. I
Yeah.
love hearing people's experiences and hearing their stories and how it made them feel because I know how it made me feel. And now that I understand my abilities that I have you ever heard of Deborah Roku?
No.
She's, oh my God, she's phenomenal. I adore her to death. She is a medium And she actually helped me understand. I was like, girl, I don't understand why I'm seeing the things that I'm seeing. I don't understand why my dreams, I feel it's like I feel the wind. I can smell. Like it's like I'm literally right there watching everything come to life. And she's, yeah, you're clairvoyant. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
awesome. Wow.
So that kind of helps me understand why, because I thought, damn, am I going crazy? Do I need to go into?
I've been there. I'm like, why am I doing this? It's
Yeah,
so weird. You
it
question
is.
yourself a lot, but you just
Yeah,
when you love it, it's yours meant
yeah,
to do it. So I think it's awesome.
yeah. And that's why when I decided, just because I didn't, before I started the podcast, I wasn't doing anything. I stopped drawing, I stopped painting because I'm a very creative person and artistic. And I was like, God, I did find something to do. And I love to talk. I like to
Same.
pretend, hey, we're just sitting in our homes or sitting in, you're like in my home, in
Yeah.
the room. I just have a different background. That's how I think. And I'm like, we're just sitting here chatting it up. Like I could spend hours talking to you about your dolls. I love that kind of stuff. Anything
Mhm.
paranormal,
Same.
anything that's weird and mysterious. I love it. And that's why I started the podcast because I wanted to hear, I love hearing other people's experiences and the
Yep.
things that they've gone through because not all of them have experienced good things in the
Always.
paranormal world. And sometimes it can be very scary for others. But also, too, it's like I've also, by hearing other people's stories, it helps me like say, okay, you know what, Cindy, you don't, I used to get a little scared and now I don't. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hi there. All right. I hear you. And I use my calm voice,
Your calm
not my
voice. Yeah.
mom voice.
No,
No, my mom voice is more,
right. Right.
but I use my more, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you
Mhm.
for your response. Okay. And especially when I got the dowsing rod movement. Oh, yes. All right. Well,
Yes.
and then I'd ask the next question. Yeah. And I'm telling you what, using those dowsing rods has been a whole amazing experience for me. The energy that you feel. Oh my gosh. And like you can literally feel them going,
Yes.
the pressure. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes. When I'm doing a dowsing round session, sometimes I'll get really annoyed because I'll be communicating with a certain doll and they won't answer yes or no. And I'm like, come on. And so I'm just repeating the question over and over again. Usually, if the dowsing rods aren't working, we'll go to, they like the EMFs, they'll spike it to whatever color I say. And then they love talking to me through the spirit box. So
It's probably I want you to have you thought that because if they use a spirit box and you're here, you can hear them. I wonder if they can hear themselves come through.
I bet they can. And Tina's voice the other night when she said, Mommy, it was the cutest little thing. And then we were talking about something and I told her I loved her and she said, Together forever. And it was the cutest little girl voice. And I was just like, okay, you're crying. I'm not crying. Like it was the sweetest thing. I love hearing their little voices on the spirit box. So just
Yeah.
as much as they love hearing themselves talk, I love hearing I love, even if it's dark and deep, I love it. It's just, it's them. It's unique. And
Yeah.
I love it. I love hearing their voices.
Yeah. So I couldn't help but noticing that when you moved earlier, you have a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll.
I do.
So it brought back memories when I was a kid because I used to have a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll and I loved them. They went everywhere with me when I was little. So that, yeah, they're so adorable.
Thank you. So I actually got those from, they were hidden in an attic somewhere and I discovered them. I don't know too much about them. I do have a doll that looks like Raggedy Ann coming and she is coming from the seller who does the free writing. So I know a little bit about her history. I'm really excited to get her in and work with her. So maybe next time you and I meet, we can mess with her. Cause like I said, I learn something new about them every time we communicate. And I just write it down in their journal. They each have their own little section. And I'm so crazy that I've learned birth dates and we actually celebrate birthdays in here.
That's awesome.
It's
See, I
wild.
just that I think what I just can't get over. Like when I saw the article about you and the Ghost Buzz, and like when I read your article, I thought I was like, I really need to have this girl on my
Oh,
podcast because I so want to talk to you.
thank you.
And I think what you're doing is great. I really do. And I give you a lot of kudos because, not like I said, you're a different, I see you as a different dog, our spirit mommy, you can say.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when people collect dolls, they usually just put them in a case and dust them off on occasion. But
Yeah.
you are constantly interacting with them. You're writing stuff down. You ask, I'm sure you ask them, are you guys okay? Is there anything you need? And you get responses and you give your children, excuse me, you give your children food and whatever else they want, toys. So you're very much, yeah, you spoil them rotten, don't you?
I do. I got one. Her parents actually packed up and left the house while the little girl was at school, and she got home to an empty house. All they had left was her clothes and her toys behind. She ended up dying from starvation. And when I was working with her, she came over the spirit box that said, I am hungry. So I was like, I got you. We love to eat in the purple room. So I went and got some snacks and we were hanging out in here, eating snacks. And I just, I love them. And sometimes people are like, man, you get the best evidence, but it's not that I come in here every time and get the best evidence every single time. Sometimes I'll come in here and it's crickets. I'll work with 6 different dolls and get nothing. And then sometimes I'll come in here and work with one doll and it's the best session I've had. So it's hit or
Yes.
miss. When they want to talk, they'll talk. And when they don't, they definitely don't.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, because we are getting close to that time, people are often fearful of the unknown, right? A lot of
Mhm.
people are. They, your work invites curiosity instead of the fear. What do you hope to tell my listeners, and what can they take away from your experiences and your stories?
What I'm hoping to do is learn about them. And then I want to be able to tell everyone, like, this is what I've learned because I don't think that dolls should be you should fear dolls. I think the reason why a spirit gets into a doll is because it's the closest thing to their human form of when they were alive. So when they attach to a doll, they get that feeling of them being alive. I know a lot of people are scared of dolls. They don't like dolls. And my goal is to help people understand that, hey, they're not creepy. They are spirits. It's no different than you walking into a haunted location and you walking near a haunted doll. It's the same thing. It's just this one has a form like a human body and I don't have all the answers yet. A lot of questions or the biggest question that people ask me are, how does a doll decide what vessel it's going to have? I don't know. I, when I'm not in the purple room with the dolls, I'm actually watching documentaries. I'm studying haunted dolls because I don't know everything. And I do have to learn from other people and other people's
Right.
experiences. So I think that's going to be my biggest takeaway is you don't have to be afraid of them, even though some do look creepy. They're just your normal spirits, and these ones just have a like a vessel attached to them.
No, that's true. Actually, real quick. So on the Queen Mary, I believe we did record. Yeah, we got a recording of it. We did. It wasn't during an actual session, but one of the employees on the Queen Mary, Marcus and I, we were over by the nursery, the daycare center, where the people would have their children go while they go do the adult thing. And the employee mentioned that there is a haunted doll in the. I didn't see her at first when I walked by it. She's off to the corner. I didn't see her, but as soon as I put my eyes on her, oh, good God, I feel, I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, she's definitely, but she is known to move. She's known to, you look like, or it looks like she's watching you. Her eyes
Oh,
are
nice.
moving. We're going to go back at some point and do another, because that ship is massive. It's
Mhm.
so massive. And we're going to record in different others areas, excuse me, to capture things or to see if we can capture things because it's just there's so much more to explore. So we want to go back and do that area and do a little sesh.
That'll be
So
awesome.
I am excited about that. I
Yeah.
cannot wait for that. But I do have more in store with JJ Paranormal to go investigate here in California because there's a lot of locations that are haunted. It's interesting because you have your children, and I have been having this pull that it keeps pulling me to start collecting haunted Ouija boards. I
Really?
keep, yeah, I keep getting this pull that I really need to. I haven't done it yet, but actually, I have my first Ouija board, but it's not haunted.
Yeah.
Joy actually bought me one. So She bought this. She bought one for herself too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. Anyway, but anyway, this I can't even talk now. But I'm all excited from talking paranormal and your
Yeah.
children. So if the listeners want to get a hold of you or talk to you or maybe share their stories about their dolls that they might have, or children, I should say, how can people get a hold of you?
So I'm on Facebook. I don't have a doll page. It's just my personal page. So you can just look me up with Joslyn Lichtenwalder. I'm also on TikTok, but I'm very bad at TikTok. Facebook is where I post everything. It's just easier for me. And I do get a lot of direct messages, but I'm trying to do better at reaching out because I do get people that reach out to me and I try to respond. Sometimes it'll take me a day, but I do respond. And so if anybody ever wants to talk dolls with me or has any questions, definitely reach out. Just be prepared because I do love talking about them. So you might ask me a simple question and you're going to get this long explained
Yeah.
answer. Can't help it. It's just who I am.
It has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. And
Me too.
I would really like to just you and I have a sesh of our own and then have you on again, once you get a little bit more dolls and stuff, or
Yeah.
children, I should say. Excuse me. I'm going to say children. I got to say children because
Okay.
they are your children.
Yes, they
And
are.
they're not just a doll, they're children. They have feelings and they love you. So,
I love them.
um, I I think it's great. But yeah, let's plan something
Sure.
and get some on the calendar. But yes,
Yeah.
I would love to do that with you. All right, my listeners. So, and as Coven of Curiosities is a judgment-free zone. When joining the Coven of Curiosities, your stories and experiences will be heard because they do matter and are valued. So please, if you would be so kind to rate, follow, and share, for it's time to join the Coven and unveil the mysteries of the unknown. You can reach me at Coven of Curiosity Pod at gmail.com if you're interested in being a guest or just want to talk about paranormal just with me. You can find me on Instagram and Threads. It's the same naming convention. It's Coven or I have a lot of underscores. Of _curiosities _podcast and _SS. Facebook, Coven of Curiosity Podcast, and TikTok is also Coven of Curiosity Podcast. And YouTube needs to be corrected, but you can find me under Cyndi Sapp, CYNDI Sapp. But that will be corrected to Coven of Curiosities this weekend. So, needless to say, again, it's been an absolute joy having you on. I'm so glad that you were able to make it work and to come on. And I would love to have you back on again.
Absolutely. I had a great time.
Absolutely. You have a fantastic day. My listeners have a fantastic day and now watchers. So embrace the Coven, be curious and explore the airy while discovering the dark world with Little Cyndi.